Pretty glad, so.
That's last night. One,
My sister.
before this was, on number two, I was third judge.
My wife was there, it was-
So last night I was.
I'll get it.
And 20 feet, I think.
Yeah, you
only live once. You only
Almost
live
enough
once.
to take it.
Which was clear.
Conversation.
I'm telling you what, Bangor's $300-400. They will sort of say-
Tony, we're gonna get started. You work on it all you want.
I don't know.
Call this meeting to order.
We're gonna discuss it tonight.
I apologize for all of you who are or are not on Zoom. We cannot hear you. And we're trying to work on the problem. And right now, that's the best we can do. Y'all please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey.
We do have an adjustment to the agenda. You want to explain that, Dr. Lane?
Yes, we had some interviews. We've been interviewing pretty steady for a few days. And as of today around 1 o'clock, we did have somebody accept one of the positions, so we put that in as an adjustment, and that is included in our packet.
Okay, thank you. Public comment, and if you have public comment, Brian, you gotta come on and wave your hand because, I don't know, we couldn't hear you anyway. So, hold up posters, Brian.
You'd have to write it in chat.
Yeah,
You have to write it in chat.
does anybody here got public comment? I do. I was in the other day and it was just below 100 degrees, hot in the sun again. And here is a nice crew in there working away,
Yep.
cleaning our building, not complaining a
True.
bit. And I looked at one of them and I said, how the heck can you do this? Do what? I said, work in this weather. Oh, I guess I just enjoy the change from what I do normally in the school. You know, and they just said it was okay.
A policy meeting yesterday, same deal. I even had to have Brian step out of his regular role and greet me at the door because I forgot my fob. And he was so jaunty and how happy to do it and just, it was so.
Yeah, yeah, we're sitting home and I mean, even in the pool and stuff and under the heat pump going. Unbelievable, really is. Anyway, any other public comment other than my big mouth? Okay, approval of minutes?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the school board meeting, June 4th, 2024, bearing any errors or omissions.
Okay. It goes so fast, Kevin, you kind of blew me away then.
Yeah. It's hot.
He's ready to get, yeah, it's hot.
Kevin and Donnie, you were the.
Yep.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? 5-0.
I'm not working in the paper room anymore.
Payroll warrant? Go ahead, Kevin.
I move to direct the superintendent of schools to authorize payment by the town treasurers, each party listed herein, the sum set against each name containing the school payroll warrant, PR 24-26, in the amount of $128,722.41. PR 24-26D in the amount of $68,364.56. Main PERS 24-34 in the amount of $9,789.26. Main PERS 24-35 in the amount of $36,985.71 on June 20th, 2024, all for fiscal year 24. And PR 25-1 in the amount of $124,587.50. And PR 25-1D in the amount of $70,199.56 on July 3rd, 2024. And PR 25-2 in the amount of $121,100.57. PR 25-2D in the amount of $67,800.57 $874.46. Main PERS 24-36 fiscal year 24 in the amount of $33,256.66. And main PERS 24-37 fiscal year 24 in the amount of $8,578.52 on July 18th, 2024.
Second.
Julie jumped on it.
I love this game.
All in favor?
Did you second that one?
Huh?
You second that?
No.
Julie got it.
I will.
Beat me to it.
Yeah. Table warrants, Julie, please,
Okay.
please breathe, it's hot.
I will, but also in the interest of getting us out of here. I make a motion, it was moved to direct superintendent of schools to authorize payment in the town look at that, by the town treasurer to each party listed herein, the sum set against each name contained in school payable warrant AP 24-40 in the amount of $29,137, AP 24-41 in the amounts of $172,000. $172,074. SA 24-32 in the amount of $1,243.68, student accounts. SA 24-33 in the amount of $4,721, student accounts. And SA 24-34 in the amount of $192.59, student accounts, all for fiscal year, this should be a Y, 24. On June 20th, 2024, AP 24-42 in the amount of $51,930.06, fiscal year 24, AP 24-43 in the amount of $22,685.39, fiscal year 24, AP 24-44 in the amount of $77,966.18, fiscal year 24, AP 24-45 in the amount of $8,141, fiscal year 24, AP 25-1 in the amount of $45,562.30, and SA 25-1 in the amount of $99.99, student accounts, on July 3rd, 2024, and AP 24-46 in the amount of $19,975.68, fiscal year 24, AP 24-47 in the amount of $50,528.44, fiscal year 24, AP 25-2 in the amount of $26,956.92, and AP 25-3 in the amount of $4,833.63 on July 18th, 2024.
Okay, got a motion, a second, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Two, oh, 5-0.
I'm just waving and did you forget I was here after that whole big paragraph?
Okay,
Things I do for you people.
approval of the superintendent's nomination. Motion. Tony,
Motion to approve the superintendent's nomination of and authorize the superintendent to hire Angela Jackson as a middle school science teacher at step 8 with a master's for $50,163.
Second,
discussion? Anything you'd like to say, or,
Ms. Peavy, would you like to make a comment? Ms. Peavy did the interview.
oh,
So, Angela Jackson was employed here before. She comes to us from Ohio. She worked here for a few years and then left to be closer to her family. That situation is fine. So she loves Maine and she loved it here. So when she found out we had the position, she applied. She's very, very excited.
Can I just say it's lovely to have her back?
Thank
Because
you.
I've heard nothing but lovely, lovely things. I'm not sure that, I think she was not here by the time Aiden was up in school, but I've heard nothing but lovely things about her.
Should be great for our kids.
Yep.
We're lucky.
okay, she's the one that's gonna be replacing. Martha. Okay, so she will be full time,
Yes.
all right. Okay, any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Motion to approve superintendent's nomination of a 5th grade. Kevin, G,
I move to approve the superintendent's nomination of and authorize the superintendent to hire Melanie Thibodeau as a 5th grade teacher at step 32 with a bachelor's $63,393.
Second.
any discussion?
I have a question. How does that affect the budget? Because that's a pretty high salary. Does it affect our line there?
Yes, it will, and actually, we've had some conversation about that. So there's a couple other things that have changed, like already in the first month, so we'll be able to manage the difference. So I would ask Miss Mary if she wanted to make a comment. She did the interviewing for this candidate.
She comes with us with a lot of great experience and really great references. I reached out to a former principal of hers that I knew personally, had wonderful things to say. And the team that interviewed her with me all felt that she would fit right in, and she's very excited to join and felt like it was going to be a good fit for her as well.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? 5-1. The technology, motion for technology person?
I wasn't looking up to see what was actually happening. Motion to, okay, to see if the board will approve, did you say that already? Motion to approve the superintendent's appointment and authorize the superintendent to hire Jared Robbins as the director of technology for $45,000 for 126 days, benefits as negotiated.
Second,
Second.
Sorry.
I think the heat is like.
discussion,
It's changed.
Quick question, I guess,
go ahead.
that's gonna be a significant change in the budget. What's that question about that? How's that gonna affect things?
Well,
Is it significant?
right, but that was already considered when we did the reduction in the position.
Right.
So it does, it's kind of, it was already included. It's a wash. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. So like, it was a part, we reduced it to a part-time position in the budget. So this is just the money that was in the budget.
Did that answer your question?
Well, the budget was for 43 something.
Mhm.
The
So
budget,
it's
that was the budget amount for the technology director.
Yes, but then there's
Benefit.
benefits as negotiated. So when it's all said and done, it comes out nice and clean.
So is it 2,000? It isn't a wash then.
Yes, it's basically a wash. There's no-
We haven't,
Figured in that.
What?
Hadn't figured in the benefits prior to that.
The benefits.
They must have been figured in, they must have been, yeah.
Yes, they were. Benefits were, it was like a 43,000 job. Benefits for medical and stuff were like 10,000 and something, and they didn't change based on the reduction in position.
right,
And so that stayed the same. So we're talking a total of like $50,000+ just for medical and salary for the part-time that was in the budget. Now we have 45,000 plus negotiated benefits, which could be,
yeah,
comparable, but not,
right. We're actually gonna save money on this.
yeah.
When we're done.
So it's gonna, like, the benefits that we're taking off with Cody's
I'm not
absence
thinking of that.
are going to cover the difference in the 1,000 something dollars in salary.
But his benefits must come in a different line then? He must be getting
It's a
that.
different line. It's in the same subsection.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
always been a different, it was a
It is,
different line for
but what
Cody
we're
too.
not, we haven't, it's negotiated benefits and we're not using all the money that we allotted for it.
In that line.
So even though the salary is up by 2 is what you're noticing,
Mhm.
we're not using all of the money in that cost center.
Could be tuition, could be whatever.
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
And one other
Go ahead,
question.
Kevin.
I looked at his resume.
Mhm.
Don, is he your employee?
He's an employee of mine, yeah. That's why I'm not gonna be going.
You're gonna recuse, that's what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna-
asking.
Yeah, and he was on the team,
Yeah,
But I
the hiring
didn't.
team, but he did not vote then either.
I was just wondering, I saw that he was still president, thought that would go. well.
So we did have a nice team. We had people who know IT or have functions related to IT. Whether or not it was systems like the bell system, alarm system, door system, things like that. So everybody who had something to do with some IT was at the table. And we did multiple interviews that day. And this candidate really did shine above other candidates.
He had every certificate possible. and everything was right up to date.
Sharon down to three to three.
Oh, yeah.
I think you did.
Yeah.
But it kept down.
Sure.
Lucky.
Okay, no other discussion? All in favor? Five, all.
I abstain.
Four, all. Oh, yeah, that's right.
We're very lucky, I believe, to have Jared joining us, and he'll be joining us as soon as tomorrow to come in and do a walkthrough and do some systems conversations with, Cody, who, by the way, I don't think he would care if I said, the baby's been born.
Oh,
So yesterday,
that's wonderful.
he was sending me some pictures and said that you just can't describe the awesome feeling of being a grandpa. So, he's doing well.
Charlie, one question, the 126 days, how many? Is it 2 or 3 days a week, or what is it? I guess
Yep.
3?
So that's a good question. So what we had set up, with Cody was that the admin team, was going to look at days that are more important to us to make sure that our internet in every way is working. For instance, every other week with payroll, with testing, like through the year testing, there's some spring and some fall. So we have already sat down and made a calendar of some of those days. So we're going to use that. But we're also going to use the fact that Jared has a dual career. He is in the Air Force. And so he will be remoting into us for some days if it's necessary. That's part of the reason why he's gonna start right away, is so that he can get things lined up that will make this work for him. And then because he's in the Air Force and we are required by law, if we hire somebody under those conditions, to accommodate to the best of our ability. And before I offered the position to Jared, I actually called, texted, or emailed the people who are on our team to make sure that they understood that there were times when Jared may be away. Jared's going to Japan in September. So that's gonna be some days that we will not have him. And he didn't want to take a position that he wasn't going to be able to suitably support. Just like we really can't have somebody take a position that can't suitably support us. The comments from one of the people on the team was, every day he's here, we know he's gonna be giving so much more and I'm going to be learning from him. Okay, check, good, great answer. One of the other people that I talked to was like, if he is going to give for us to our country, we owe him to support him while he's here. So check, good answer. So at this point, we believe that he is taking the position because he's capable of making his dual career work for us as well as himself. And we're, I guess, buying into the fact that we support that thinking. His credentials were good. His ambition seemed like, right on spot. So I think we're a good candidate. It's a 1-year contract and we did agree that, like with everybody, by December, we're gonna know how this is going, but we have every anticipation that it's gonna be, really good.
One second question now, again, like just keep what you said. Say he's in Japan, if something catastrophic happens here with our
Yep.
IT, you're gonna be the backup.
I'll be here, there's Louis, there's.
Okay,
We-
I just wanna make sure we have something
Yeah,
to back it up.
I'm more than willing to step in at any time along the way that. you guys-
And that was why I told you about asking the other people the
Yeah.
questions, because those are the people, I asked that same thing, what happened?
Yeah,
The other thing is, COVID gave us a lot of things that we're not too happy about, but it also did give us the ability to remote into computers, to talk to people through, fiber in ways that we never did. And I was telling some of the team, in my time working for the EUT, I worked out of Augusta, but I was only in Augusta a couple of days a week. And if I had computer issues, I just had a phone number and they remoted into my computer and fixed it, like while I was in Madawaska. And so I think the technology is there and that's part of the reason why he wants to get started right away, boots on the ground, in order to make sure that we have those systems all in place.
That's not a question necessarily. I'm just, when you were talking about, were you looking at this new budget as far as like the big
I'm looking
difference?
at the one that Kim gave us,
Yes,
Yeah,
so like as far as the difference in salary
Yes.
goes, you mean like that 1,000 or whatever?
yes,
Okay. Cause it was like 43.
about $1,700.
Mhm. Yeah, approximately about 1,700. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we were both looking at the same thing, but I
Close to
mean,
18.
1836, I think.
I think when you take into account all of these subsequent benefit lines underneath it, if we're not offering, or if the benefits are negotiated and they're changing, right, that's gonna save us that 1,700 anyway.
Depends which way they change.
They won't go,
They're changing.
They won't go up?
No, they're changing the right way.
yeah, they won't go
There.
Good.
Yep, okay, there.
Okay, number 10.
I'd like to make a motion to approve September 25th and October 8th as early release days for the 2024-2025 school year.
Discussion,
You did, sorry, I was distracted by my
seeing none,
general attitude.
all in favor? Done, 5-0. Okay, policies,
What?
go ahead.
Motion to adopt new policy, EFC, free and reduced price food services.
Second.
That'd be 6 times.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Late discussion. Do we know if it's gonna be a free one anyway, like it has been?
And as far as we know, it hasn't changed.
It hasn't
Yeah,
changed.
no, unless something else comes out of Augusta, it hasn't changed.
Okay.
Okay. Adoption of new revised policies,
I'd like to make a motion to adopt revised policies, EEA bus transportation for students, EEBB use of private vehicles for school business, EFBA menu development options offer service lunch concept replaces EFB. EFE competitive food sales, sales of food in competition with the school food service program. EGAD copyright compliance, EGAD-R copyright compliance administrative procedures, EHB records management, IMG animals in schools, IMGA service animals in schools.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor?
Can I just iterate one thing that the superintendent usually does anyway? These are all very straightforward, mostly wording changes or changes that are used with amendment with MSMA policies that are existing now.
Right.
Erroneous things or things that no longer apply, just, you know, I don't think anything drastic or anything really functional has changed much with what's in here, just as an aside. Right, I agree.
Superintendent's report.
I am going to give you a Christmas in July gift.
Oh,
Not say a lot
No.
because it is hot in here. I guess all I can say is that, I agree with, I'm not sure who said it, but the buildings are looking good. It is hot and the staff are not complaining. We're actually short-staffed in buildings and grounds this summer for a variety of reasons. And they're doing a great job. Curriculum work is coming along, policies are coming along. Schedules, the leadership team, admin team, I should say, and I have met a couple of times and have already got a couple of dates set, so we're getting ready. And I'll end it with that.
Thank you.
Or can I ask one quick question? Maybe it's just hot, I'm not remembering. Did we vote on the ed tech contract? I
Yes,
think we talked about it, but did we vote on
we did, and we had to get that, we didn't have a final copy that didn't say draft on it,
it? Okay,
so yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Okay, at this point in time, we're going to enter into executive session. Would somebody like to make that motion, please, Donnie?
I motion that we enter into executive session pursuant to one MRSA, actually, I have my glasses on. 405-6F, evaluation of employees, including Rhonda Casey.
Second.
Okay, there will be no findings publicly coming out of this, am I correct?
Correct.
So that's it for our board meeting. Sandra, I know you're late getting on. We do not have ways of hearing the audience. Hopefully you can still hear us. We apologize and we'll hopefully have it fixed by next session.
Oh, no, I can hear you fine.
Okay, any board discussion on the executive session? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move. All in favor, sorry. 5-0. Okay, we're going down the hall into executive session.
I got my $18.